let me introduce you to something huge. The EX30, our smallest SUV ever. Fully electric, as safe as you would expect from us. Powerful, big inside, designed to have a small CO2 footprint. It's everything that you would expect from Volvo cars, giving you just what you need.
For the EX30, we've distilled the very best of Volvo in a smaller package.
Take this soundbar for instance. One space-saving speaker that sounds like 6, filling the whole car with sound.
Just little thing.
Yeah, small can be pretty loud.
And what about this interior? EX30 customers can choose between 4 uniquely designed rooms, each with its own personality and mix of natural or recycled materials. From wool and flax to this dark blue option featuring upcycled denim fibres. Which means old jeans like these can live to see another leg. It's a small thing to give your things a second chance. Actually, the truth is we can have the biggest impact on sustainability by using less material altogether. Being smaller, the EX30 uses around 30% less steel and aluminium combined than our largest SUV. But taking things out isn't just an exercise in sustainability. It also allows us to imagine new, innovative ways to create space. Like with this soundbar, making plenty of room for your stuff in the doors. Small things can also have a big impact on people's lives. Thanks to 96 years of safety leadership and some new innovative tech, small can be big on safety too. The inside also plays a big part in this. In the EX30, we have taken inspiration from Swedish nature to enhance well-being and allow you to escape. Subtly shifting interior lighting and sounds mimic the natural world to create serene moods. For us, it's the small touches that make the difference. Small is big on little details. Well, it doesn't exactly run on a couple of AAAs. The EX30's battery is designed to be long-lasting, and it comes in a number of sizes, depending on which range or power you need. Don't need much? Don't buy much. Need more? Go for it. We know that one size doesn't fit all, and this goes for batteries and also for the motor. Want to go longer? Get the car with one motor. Want to go faster? Well, with 2 motors, the EX30 is the quickest Volvo car ever. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 3.6 seconds. Choice. You see? Small works smart, not hard. And thanks to this single screen, with Volvo's next generation user interface, with Google built in and 5G connectivity, powered by the same processor as its much larger sibling, small can get you out of a big mess. With a suite of smart features, powered by an understanding of the driver, the EX30 looks after both you and your surroundings. Thanks to Park Pilot Assist, the EX30 can handle the trickiest of spots, even without a mini-me. Small knows exactly how big it is. And what about the space? Yep, it fits. Pretty roomy, right? Because when you remove all the unnecessary excess, you leave more room for everything else. Small can be bigger than it seems. And what's more, the EX30 can go the distance, up to 480 kilometers on a single charge. Small has stamina. But most important of all, small is kind. Kind to people. Less environmental impact. Yep, you could say that small is pretty mighty. You should try it.
noise issues, big
This is extra important for a car like the EX30 because it's designed to be driven in the city. The Volvo EX30 therefore plays a huge
launch a popular car live. We're following it here on a different network, on a different link, and it's also standing still, so this is a global issue. Can you hear me? Yes. In the front, for sure. So, I was supposed to be up half an hour later, so I'm not dressed yet. But I think we'll just jump to my section. Some of the surprises have been mentioned before the link broke, so some of the news that I was going to go, ta-da, it's not going to be ta-da anymore, it's just going to be a number for you. But yeah, so thanks for coming. It's good to see everybody, good to see so many people here. Some of you I've seen a week ago, and some of you I saw twice last week. We had a C40 launch beginning of the week, and then we had Car of the Year awards towards the end of the week, where the XC40 was crowned the Car of the Year for the new energy cars, which is quite appropriate given today's launch. So as you can imagine, we are quite excited about this, the launch of the new all-electric EX30. Is the bouncing sound? Yeah, that is. That's a local issue.
At least there's power.
We've made provision for load shedding. Now there's no load shedding the whole day. This we didn't practice. So yeah, we're very excited to have the launch of the EX30 here in South Africa at the same time as it's the global launch. I think it's the first time ever that we have done an event, local event together with the global. And this car is very important to us. What it does is it drives the electrification agenda for Volvo forward. It's a small car, it's going to have high volumes, so the volume expectations are high for us as well, globally, but also locally. So as you can imagine, we've spent a lot of time and a lot of effort trying to price the car just right. And we think we've got it right. What we've tried to do is offer the South African public a car that's fully electric, an SUV from a premium brand, for more or less the price of a car that's similar spec, similar size, but with a normal ICE engine. And we'll get to the price a little bit later. So, besides the price that we've worked on, it's a well-positioned car, as you will see, but there are no compromises. So whether we talk about luxury or performance, or not sure where I should stand.
There we go.
Just don't have to look at me.
It's like a 90-cent tenner, just don't move.
That's a difficult one, not to walk around. Right, so we're going to talk about performance. Despite the price, the car has got no compromises, so whether we're talking about performance or luxury or innovation or safety that we all expect from Volvo, we think that, if you're looking for all of that, we think that the South African consumer will be well pleased with what we have to offer. Vusi will go into a lot more detail about the product after me, so I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I do want to highlight a few of the points that we have. And the first one is performance. And Jim spoiled the surprise, but basically the entry-level car, the core level, it comes with a 200 kilowatt motor in the front, in the back, single motor, and that acceleration is 5.7 seconds, not to 100. which is no slouch even for an electric car. When you move up and you go into the twin motors, it's 315 kilowatts, and we're looking at an acceleration of 3.6 seconds, not to 100, which I think you will agree is quite impressive. This is when I was going to do it. That's surprises blowing. So, performance-wise, it's there, single motor, twin motor. From a battery pack perspective, it's either 51 kilowatt battery pack or a 69 kilowatt. The rear engine can get 51 or 69. The twin motor will only get the 69. And the range, depending on which engine and which battery pack you take, it goes up to 480 kilowatts, 480 kilos WLTP cycle. Trim level, basically, it's well spec even for the core level. And then as you go up to different levels, as all Volvos, it starts very well spec and just gets better after that. Then, of course, from a safety perspective, it's a Volvo, so everything that you expect from a Volvo when it comes to the anti-collision avoidance systems, the driver aids, and there's a couple of new things being introduced in the EX30, which we'll talk about a little bit later. So then, as an electric car, from a Volvo, in terms of environment, it's all taken care of, ticks all the boxes. We are very passionate about environment and the sustainability angle, so the car will deliver on that aspect as well, both from the car perspective, but also then from the manufacturing side, which is very important, especially for the electric cars and the mining industry. So in short, I think the car will deliver on different aspects to the South African consumer, and we are very excited to launch the car, talk about it today, and then the car will come and talk about the time frame just now. There are a few challenges, and I'm not talking about Eskom, I'm more from the supply side, but the EV market in South Africa is growing. It's grown in the last 2 years, it's grown exponentially, and we think that the EX30, which is actually the third car for Volvo in this electric space, with the XC40, we've just launched the C40 last week, and then the EX30 coming in, we think it will be quite an influential car in the EV space in South Africa. Before I get to the price, just let me tell you about the availability. So we start with the ordering of the car from tomorrow. It will be available on myvolvo.co.za. The dealer cars will arrive December, January, and that will give the public the opportunity to try the car, drive it, test it, touch and feel. And then customer cars will arrive from Q1 next year. So I think you're all waiting for the price now.
Yes.
You see there's some microphone issues there. So the prices will start with 775,900. And then there'll be 5 variants. The top of the range variant will still be under R1 million. So we think that, as we said, we're quite excited about it, and as we said earlier, it's offering the public a car which is fully electric, luxury SUV, for the price more or less an equally spec, equally sized ICE car. So with that, I'd like to thank you. Apologies again for the technical issues. It gives us more time to eat and drink. And then I'll ask for Sid just to give you some spec updates. Thank you.
Thanks, Greg. Hi, everyone. Hi, Kevin. It's good to see you. So I'll be taking you through the amazing EX30's product specifications and get to the more fun part of the price. The more fun part of the pricing. Can you hear me at the back? Better? Better? Okay, so I'll go through to the fun part of the entire range pricing, even though Greg took some of my thunder. But be that as it may, just waiting for the picture to come through. ladies and gentlemen, what we want to share, or what I want to share with you today, is simply a high-level spec overview of what we are getting in South Africa. I'll also touch briefly on some of the new features, safety features. It is a Volvo, so you better believe that we do have a whole suite of new safety features that's debuting on the EX30, and we'll go through all 5 variants and their pricing, as Greg has already mentioned. Okay, so performance, Jim has already spoiled that one for us, but these are the official performance figures for our EX30. We have 5 variants, starting from the core single motor, which does a 0 to 100 speed in 5.7 seconds. Top speed is electronically limited to 180 kilometers per hour. We also have the very same single motor, however in plus guise, so that's a grade up. It produces also 0 to 100 in 5.3 seconds, and it can sprint to up 180 kilometers per hour, all our variants, electronically limited. And then we have the plus twin motor performance. This is the little pocket rocket that sprints from 0 to 100 in 3.6 seconds flat, faster than a lot of vehicles in the market today. We also have the Ultra variant, single motor as well, which does the 0 to 100 in 5.3 seconds. And then we have the top of the range that Greg also touched on, the Ultra Performance Twin Motor that does the sprint from 0 to 100 in 3.6 seconds. Okay, so why the EX30? Why do you want to bring this car into the South African market? This is our bold, premium, and fully electric SUV that is a small vehicle, but big in character and big in everything, in every way. It is a big one. So, as Jim has already alluded to, we have 5 ambient lights, or rather 5 ambient themes in the vehicle, so you can choose whatever theme you want in the car. Unfortunately, you can't choose a red theme when you go beyond 120 on the Ultra Performance, but yeah, it's also nice to know that if you have that option. We have a seamless integration, as Jim has already mentioned, with Google. So our cars are all powered by Google in the EX30. We also have a digital key from the Plus all the way to the Ultra, and over-the-air updates are standard on the vehicle. It is a Volvo. And last but not least, we are bringing 5G capability on the EX30. Okay. So to top it all, Jim did touch on the sound system that's on the vehicle. So for the first time ever in a car, we are bringing in a sound bar in the vehicle. So the entire width of the dashboard will actually have a 1,000 kilowatt Harman Kardon sound bar as standard. This feature is actually started from the Plus variant. So very fast, the first thing is now let's go deeper to the batteries and the ranges and everything that Jim has touched on. We have 5 variants, as you already shared with the team. The core, our starting vehicle, the one that Greg mentioned the price of, will actually have a 51 kilowatt hour battery with a WLTP range of 344 kilometers. And then we have the same core, however in extended range, guys. I think Jim did mention that if you want more, you go for more, but if you don't want more, you don't buy more, right? So we have the extended range that has a WLTP range of 480 kilometers. It's a 69 kilowatt hour battery. Now, when we go a step further, we have the twin motor performance, which still has the 69 kilowatt hour battery. However, because it's a performance model, the total WLTP range then drops to around 460. Then we have the same motor in Ultra, which has 480 kilometer range, and the same twin motor in Ultra as well, however, doing giving 460 kilometers WLTP range. So these are the 5 variants that will be available in the local market. Okay. Now let's go through some of the features of what makes the EX30 so special in the market. Firstly, as we mentioned, we have the core 51 kilowatt hour. However, there are some of the features that I mentioned earlier that I want to take the team through. The very first one being the Volvo Safe Space. So we are introducing, or rather we are upgrading some of the features that you can get on the Volvo Safe Space package. So we'll go through those in a minute or two. So the car also comes with mild illumination. So you have level 1 illumination on the core. So it's your ambient lighting, which is actually designed specifically for the EX30. We also are doing away with the use of physical keys. So the core will get 2 NFC cards to start the vehicle, but when you go to Plus and to Ultra, you actually have a digital key that you can use your cell phone to actually start the vehicle. It's also worth noting to the team that you can actually share your key profile with up to between 4 and 5 other drivers so that they can actually have access to the vehicle. Okay. LB headlamps and the Thor signature data very nice. You saw that, very impressive. Now on the Plus, what do you get? We've touched on the Harman Kardon soundbar, comes as standard. Then there comes the digital key and high-level illumination. High-level illumination is the one that gives you up to 5 different colors on the interior of the vehicle, so you can choose whatever color that you want for the car. And then when we go to the Ultra model, this is where you get everything that we have to offer on the EX30 for under R1 million, just as Greg has already mentioned. Stuff like your panoramic glass roof is standard, the one that you guys saw in Cape Town on the C40. Yes, it's available on this car as standard. Features like your 360-degree camera, but on the EX30 it's actually upgraded, and some of the features are actually new on the EX30. And last but not least, we actually do have 20-inch alloy wheels on this vehicle as standard. Now, let's run through some of the features or the safety features that are new on the vehicle. It's an electric car, so there's no sound on the outside. However, you will have AVAS, which is your acoustic vehicle alerting system that will alert passengers and or other pedestrians and cyclists when the vehicle is coming. We also have run off-road mitigation. So this is one of the new features that we are bringing on the EX30. What the feature does is it senses the road, or sensors around the vehicle sense the road, and when the vehicle detects that you're actually, or rather moving sideways towards the barriers on the road, it will automatically bring you back to your lanes. This feature is standard from the core. Standard from the core, so no option, not optional. Oncoming lane mitigation, when you actually accidentally go to the other lane, the vehicle will actually bring you if there's oncoming, if that's the oncoming traffic lane. So the vehicle will automatically bring you to your lane. So one of the new features that we have on the vehicle is occupant sensing. I think being Volvo and being so wary and wanting to ensure that we don't have fatalities in our cars, we have introduced a feature that will enable you to, or enable the vehicle to sense if you are leaving occupants in the vehicle. So we have the indirect sensing feature. What it basically does is that when you get into the car and the car senses that you've opened more than one door, the driver's door, and when you leave the car, only the driver's door was closed, the vehicle will then send you a notification to say, check if you didn't leave passengers in the car. If you don't respond to that, the next step of that is that it will then honk once and then put the hazards on. You can obviously switch that off using your digital key. So that feature is also standard from the car. Okay. The other feature that we are introducing that is new to the car, or new in our stable, is the door open alert system. And it works on all 4 doors. How many times has any of you guys almost nearly hit a cyclist or a pedestrian, or they hit your door when you're opening and you didn't know they were coming? Many times, right? So the EX30 will not open when it senses that there is someone or a cyclist or a pedestrian coming. This feature or system is actually enabled on all 4 doors. The door won't open when it senses that someone is coming. Okay. Then I spoke briefly about the 360 cam. So this is the view that you would get on the Ultra that is equipped with the 360 cam. So the minute you engage reverse, you will have 3 different tabs for a 360 panoramic view of where you are actually reversing to. It's full high definition and the graphics are real time. Front side airbag is also standard. I think we debuted this feature on the C40. So what it does is that it ensures that whenever there's an accident, there is an airbag that's going to deploy from the driver's seat, and that will ensure that your spine or the passenger spine and the head and so forth are actually safe, and you're not injured in the crash. Last but not least, we have intelligent speed assist. At the moment, we do have what we call cruise control, automated cruise control. Intelligent speed assist take this a step further. So when you cruise at 120, for example, your car will maintain 120, right? And when there's a car in front of you, it'll stop, or it will actually slow down to actually match the vehicle in front of you. What intelligent speed assist does is it takes it a step further. It will read the road signs, the speed signs on the road. And if you cruising at 130, for example, and it is 120, it's going to reduce it automatically to 120. And it's standard on all the cars. Okay, intersection auto brake. This happens when you are at the intersection, you're trying to corner and there's a car coming, the car will stop immediately. It also works on straight as well, straight lines. It will stop automatically. Okay, let's talk about charging. We have 3 different modes available for charging, but I want to touch mostly on the mode 3 and mode 4. DC charging, since we have 2 different types of motors, on the 51 kilowatt core, it has DC charging speeds of up to 184 kilowatt, and on the twin motor, or the 69 kilowatt versions, it has DC charging of up to 153 kilowatt. Now, charging times from 10 to 18, it's actually in just under 27 minutes on all the variants. Exciting part, pricing. How much will the EX30 cost in South Africa? 5 variants, bringing in the best of Volvo from both a drivability and a technological advancements perspective. Will start at 775,900 for the core, going all the way to 995,900 for the pocket rocket ultra twin motor EX30. So that's the price, ladies and gentlemen. All that goodness for under $1 million. Okay. Online orders, as Greg has already mentioned, we are opening the order books tomorrow, and the customer deliveries will commence in the first quarter of the next year. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you, everyone. We did get to finish a little bit earlier. However, the global live videos will also be able to be watched retroactively afterwards. We do encourage you to please go and watch them. They do go through great details of all the aspects of the cars that you can expect, as well as the textiles, materials, in both entertainment and technology. I think Lucy did a great job in telling you what to expect and what is coming. But what we do have as well are small cars for you to go and view, the small unboxings, the small models. So please go and have a look at those. But in the meantime, eat, drink, be merry, and please come and chat to us. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.